Hello Taurus friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Taurus December 2023 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is for you if Taurus is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Taurus placement that you're listening for. What we're going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Taurus friend, so birthdays like May 15th through the rest of the sign, or Taurus degrees 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Gemini reports, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. I'm calling the theme of this month for Taurus, Jupiter in your sign is going direct, but we have so much more to talk about besides that. I'm going to give you layers of what December's energetics are like so you can better understand this month in comparison to the months around it, to align your efforts to have the most ease and joy in this time. We'll talk about some general transits that are true for everyone, but really important for you to know, and we'll talk about Taurus-specific things. If you are a YouTube viewer, you will know that I have been alternating pretty slideshows with working on the chart as the visual. So I'm trying something different this month. You'll have to let me know how it works for you. I'm going to flash the chart on the screen here just while I'm on this topic. You might have to, the screen size is different than the chart size, so you might have to take a couple of pictures to get the whole top and bottom of the chart. But I encourage those of you who want to follow along with the chart to take a picture of the screen through screenshot or with another device so that you have the chart. And then I'm going to go back to the pretty slideshow so everyone has something pretty to watch. And then those of you who want to follow along in the chart, you'll have a copy of what I'm looking at. And then as I refer to things, then I'll point out where to look. So take your screenshots now, and then we'll switch back to the pretty slideshow, and we'll get into what December is going to be like. There are a lot of things to celebrate this month. The first thing that I'm excited about is that we have more easy aspects than we do nuisance ones. This is a change from the previous several months where we had a lot more nuisance and some downright dangerous aspects in recent months. But now we're shifting back to the positive side, and basically the stars are getting along more, and we will feel that. It's not everything in a month to look at this perspective, but it definitely is something. There will be roadblocks, as there always are, but there are definitely more spots where the stars are combining in positive ways. If you enjoy knowing the dates that have the sweet and salty aspects and my favorite aspects of the month and the ones to be most awareful and careful of, then definitely join my free VIP community at anniehelpsyou.com. You just put your email address and name there. You get to that site and you will join my crew and get access to all kinds of goodies, and I've got it all listed there. Okay, the second thing that I'm excited about is that we are exiting eclipse season. So starting from the middle to end of August, things started to get intense with this eclipse season. You all know this better than anyone because the final eclipse in the Scorpio-Taurus eclipse cycle was in Taurus. So you all have been going through it from the end of 2021 through the end here of 2023. Many wonderful things have happened, many terrible things have happened, but it has been nothing less than completely intense for many, many Taurus placements. So something to celebrate now is that probably the major news, the biggest storylines, the most intensity from this eclipse, the eclipse manifestations, are behind us now. And although we're at the tail end here in December, some news, information, some things can still be moving along here from the changes that had occurred already. It's definitely much lighter. It's much lighter this month compared to recent months for multiple reasons, and this is one of them. Okay, so if you have been having your life rocked by the eclipses, then you will welcome this relief. If you haven't listened to my September, October, November reports, and you are interested in understanding more about this eclipse cycle, both the one that just closed out and the Aries-Libra cycle that started earlier this year that we're still in the process of working now for the next year and a half, then you can, pick up those pieces in my September, October, November reports, because we're not really going to go into that now, but it has been a big time for Taurus, and if you don't understand these cycles as it relates to what you've been going through, you may be interested in that because it will put a lot into planetary perspective for you. So we've had a lot of themes and changes to the me versus we sector, as I like to call it, and the my stuff and our stuff arenas, and now some of the new normal is coming in from the changes that happened. Okay, so now let's talk about a little bit of a difference, well, not a little bit, a lot of a difference between the energetics of October and November versus December. We are officially starting the transit period for Mercury retrograde November 26th. Mercury goes retrograde December 12th, is retrograde until January 1st, with the post-transit shadow period stretching until January 21st. So all of December and, most of January are going to be with this retrograde shadow. And it will have implications. And it's very different than the free golden period, as I like to call it, October 7th through November 25th, where we're free from personal planet retrogrades and their shadow periods. So these are two distinct times, and aligning your energies and decisions and actions, each with the right tides, will help you to have much more joy in these months. Okay, so I am posting this early, so if you are listening to it early, you may still be able to take some of the actions in October and November that I'm recommending you take before December. If you're listening to it in December, I'll definitely talk about lots of things that it's great to either do in December or wait until the next open period, which starts January 22nd. Okay, so an open period free from personal planet retrogrades means, so basically October and November, awesome time for big decisions, big investments, big sales, big purchases. You basically have more clarity and ease seeing the future and planning for the future than you do in the retrograde cycle. Okay, so things that you have to get done that involve vision, that involve oomph, that you want to be in effect for a long time, the tides are going out during that time. So if you cast a bottle out into the tides, whether that bottle is you're getting married, and or whether the bottle is your launch of your new business or your purchase of your new home or your new chapter in some area of life, you casting that bottle out while the tides are going out will help it to go further and stronger away out into creation than if you cast those new efforts in December and the first 3 weeks of January, because in those times the tides are coming in. So anything you cast out will immediately come back to you. You'll have a lot of things that the tides are bringing to the shore for you to work with. You won't have the clarity and ease of vision into the future in a lot of ways that you need in order to do those big actions. So even things like small scheduling things, dentist appointments, blood work, October and November could be better for that, just from the perspective of not having the cloud and confusion of Mercury retrograde. Okay, so once we're getting into December, expect a lot of schedule shifts. You can make your life so much better by not agreeing to do a whole lot this month. As people invite you to do holiday or other things, say, I'm not sure, I'll get back to you, maybe I'll try, things like that. Usually, many Taurus people I know tend to be decisive and committed once they commit. So telling people you just don't know or you can't commit will help you from either doing something that you wind up not wanting to do, missing a better opportunity because you committed to something else, or having to do the painstaking, unthinkable thing of going back on what you said. Okay, and that's because Mercury retrograde tends to shift plans into disorder, change things, bring surprise things last minute, and some of those surprise things can be good. Like I like to call the last minute magic of retrogrades is supercharged. So people can invite you to a concert, on a little trip, ask you if you want to, participate in something super fun, which if you're all blocked up and committed, you may not have time to do. Okay, so just try to write things in pencil, let others off the hook if they can't commit, and just know overall this is meant to be a very free flow time where Sagittarius energies, which we'll talk more about, are, just bringing expansion and freedom and fun and adventure. And it's not as great a time to try to pinpoint and knuckle down. Although we'll have a little bit of time with Mercury in Capricorn, fellow Earth sign, before it retrogrades back into Sag, where if you've got to get some stuff done, then you might have some discipline to do it there. But mostly the month is going to be very swirly, and besides the other confusion of the retrograde, it will be easier to get very tangible things done that are of a more important matter in the months before. Now, what Mercury retrograde is good for is clearing out clutter, doing things that, just like dotting your I's and crossing your T's, basically wrapping things up, which is perfect for the end of the year. So just embrace this time as a time to deal with things right around you, like cleaning out your oven and getting, your bookshelves organized would be better than trying to push out your big, lifelong project into creation. Those kind of things are better for October, November, or the end of January and after into that next golden period. Holiday shoppers, you'll do much better doing your shopping early. Anything from October 7th until the Black Friday weekend is open and wonderful for shopping. Then after that, things start to get dicey. You might not get things on time. They might be different than you think, etc. So this definitely behooves the early bird shopper to take action. Okay, so while we have had a lot of Scorpio energy, complements of the Scorpio, sun time, and then complements of the Taurus-Scorpio eclipse cycle that had that tandem Taurus-Scorpio energy, we do have Venus moving through Scorpio this month as well, so we will have some of that continuation. And for Taurus, this moves through your 7th house. If you're looking at the chart, you can look over to the right side. Venus is there just about in Libra, just about to poke over that line from the 6th to the 7th house. And then we'll spend, the month doing its transit in Scorpio, so your 7th house. And Pallas Athena is there too. So this is a really great time to do strategizing, to do, having ideas about things, researching things, and diving in deep with people in intimate settings or just meaningful personal contacts. Venus can bring lots of blessings there, and Pallas Athena can help you get a plan together, although implementing the plan might not be the best time, as we talked about. I also like to use the spider analogy. October and November is a time to go all over the place and weave all your webs. December is the time to not try to be super proactive and instead hang out in your web and let the food come to you and be ready for last minute magic. Okay, so it's just more of a time to be on the shore and see what the tides bring in than it is to try to be forcing everything out and doing everything and trying to make things happen. It's not the best time for that. The star of the show this month is really Sagittarius energies. If you're looking at the chart, you can look in the top right. You'll see that thing looks like a question mark. That's star goddess Ceres. Above her is the Mars, and then there's the Sun. You'll see an X there. We're not going to talk about that because that is more of a fleeting position, and it's not going to be there long enough to have an influence for the time period we're talking about. But those 3 planets, and then the one that looks like it has horns, that's Mercury. You can see it's in Capricorn. That symbol is a Capricorn symbol, but it is going to go retrograde back in Sag. So Ceres, Mars, the Sun, Mercury, and the new moon in Sag are all going to bring this delightful, expansive, much-needed lightening of the heaviness of the prolonged Scorpio transits and the heaviness of the eclipses. So play and optimism and expansion are just wonderful taglines that accompany Sagittarius. The tendency to overdo is also significantly increased, so you just have to watch out for excess where that could be relevant. But in general, it's a very buoyant, very effervescent, bubbly, sparkly, joyous, fun type of energy. It can be overwhelming in the way that it spins. It's mutable, which is very different from how your energy works. And, so things are going to be all over the place. Things will be busy, lots of communication, lots of contact, lots of, connecting with people. And this is all in your 8th house of Scorpio. So, those deep, intimate connections are still very strongly highlighted at this time, even though we have a lightening in some of the general energies. Topics like inheritances, other people's money, distribution of funds from a lawsuit, government assistance, angel gifting or investing, all of those things having to do with other people's money or shared resources or mysteries or spiritual breakthroughs. That's all strong at this time, and you can use this energy for both play and productivity. So like, let's say you go on a retreat, a spiritual retreat, where you're honoring the deep dive of Scorpio and you're honoring the broadness of the Sagittarius energies. So this is a time to go deep and also go wide with your pursuits. Now, on the topic Sagittarius, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. So we have a lot of Sag representation, and this ties into my tagline for you about Jupiter going direct in your sign. So we'll use this as a segue. Jupiter is it's called the Great Benefic. It's the gas giant that basically is our protector. Now, this is interesting because astronomy and astrology have many different contact points, that's been shown over time that a lot of things we understand about astrology does come from mythology, but sometimes the mythology is based in understanding of the astronomy, and this is one of those situations where Jupiter, known as the great benefic, meaning like the great luck bringer and the great protector, actually astronomically protects us because its gravitational field is so major that it keeps the other planets in the solar system from rushing in and smashing all of the inner planets, including Earth, to smithereens and sucking everything into the sun. So I'd say that's a really great protector, right? So Jupiter's been asleep. September, it went retrograde. Things that might have been flowing and expanding for you since May of 2023, when Jupiter got into your sign, could have just sort of died off, lost steam, you lost ambition, or something where the ball was in someone else's court and they haven't, picked it up or hit it back. So even though Mercury retrograde is this energy of the tides coming in, Jupiter is going to enliven and push some things forward. But the keynotes here are, again, how you use your energy. Trying to force something to happen isn't going to go very well. But Jupiter is going to awaken your vision, your big goals, your big ambitions, the things that you want for your life rather than the thing you want for dinner. It's like Mercury energy brings us back to the here and now, this moment, this task, this thing right in front of us, this dishwasher to fix or whatever. And then Jupiter brings us to the grand vision of our lives, the grand vision of humanity, the grand vision of, ourselves and what we're bringing and what we want to do. And so from May 2023 to May 2024, Jupiter is in your sign. We only get 1 year of this blessing every 12 years. Jupiter has a 12-year cycle. So one of those years is, for each of our signs. So you haven't had this for 12 years and you're not going to have it again for 12 years once it ends in May 2024. So, and Jupiter's waking up now. So this is, bringing attention back to these bigger things. It can have to do with financial security, your financial consciousness. It can have to do with ecological imprint and getting more in sync with the Earth's rhythms. It can also have to do with your physical body, getting in touch with your physical body, healing addictions that have to do with your body, strengthening your body. If you are someone who is underweight or under-muscled, this transit can help you get muscly and bigger if you want to. Now, if you're a person who you feel that you're more weight than you want to be, Jupiter going direct is not going to be super helpful with that because it can expand your physical body. But it's only if there are unresolved issues that need to be resolved, or for instance, maybe someone's going through a pregnancy and they're getting bigger because they're having a baby, right? Or there's some other reason. But Jupiter going direct, can bring up a lot of these topics of, let's say you're trying to lose weight and you're going on will alone. It can help you to find the resources that can make it more natural for you to not have to just have a battle of wills, like help you to naturally align with better food choices, better exercise choices, rather than it just always being a battle of your will that creates yo-yo dieting. So, this is a cycle from May 2023 to May 2024, where whatever your body needs, you're going to get more insights on how to give it what it needs and honor the sacred temple of God stuff that it is. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple of dates here, and remember, if you enjoy the dates, you'll definitely want to go to AnnieHelpsYou.com, put your name and email address right there on the screen you land on to join my free VIP community, because I do a write-up that I include where the sweet boosts, what days the sweet boosts are more likely, and which days the stress and drama are more likely. I point out important moon dates and my favorite aspects of the month and the most challenged aspects of the month, and I do a general write-up delivered into your inbox 1 month early with access to the archives. You also get astrology education, newsletters, and heads up about important transits, like we're in this golden period free from personal planet retrogrades as I'm recording this, October, November, and so I sent it out to my newsletter crew saying, hey, remember this time period, and this is how you can take advantage of it. Things like that. So if you like that stuff, then go to AnnieHelpsYou.com. But I will give you 2 dates here in this report. The first is December 12th. We've got the new moon at 20 degrees of Sagittarius, new beginnings for all those Sag things we talked about before: teaching, learning, education, optimism, international relations, international business, long distance travel, expanding of horizons in any way possible. The next important date, and when I give you these dates, know that the energies are strong around these dates, not just on the date. So the full moon at almost 5 degrees of Cancer is December 26th. So many holidays take place during that week. And we've got the fullness, completion, fruition, possibly drama, for better or worse, in this watery sign of Cancer. Also can be water where it's not supposed to be. For better or worse, like a happy emotional time, like wonderful gatherings of family and friends, because Cancer rules family and home. So there could be something coming to completion or fruition in home, family, real estate, housing, and such. Now that Cancer energy makes a nice angle with Taurus energy. So this is highlighting for you your third house. This is communication, transportation. It lends itself to lots of interactions with people at this time, lots of meaningful connections. Maybe you're driving around, trying to see everybody. Maybe you're on the phone or in video chat, talking to everybody. But there are significant connections with other people, relatives, and such at this time. All of the Tauruses will get a blessing from this full moon potential, right? But those of you who are in the early degree spectrum, so basically April-born Taurus people, you have a chance to get an even bigger kiss from this full moon the closer you are to 5 degrees. So it's like April 27th, but all of the April-born are close enough in range for the extra kisses from that. Okay, so if you want to know more about this month, go to AnnieHelpsYou.com, get my updates. You can join my secret star portal. That's also there at that site where I have my written horoscopes and just a year and a half of archives of exclusive content. You can also study astrology with me, my Astrology Basics and Beyond course. If you like how I teach in my public offerings, you will love the comprehensive and organized nature of my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery Certification course, all of which you can see at AnnieHelpsYou.com. And so I can help you take your love of the stars to the professional level, or just to the level where you help your family and friends and yourself very adeptly. I hope you have a wonderful month and a wonderful wrap up to your year, and I'll see you next month and year. Bye.